Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dom Workman, and look, if you've been following the channel, you know that the past couple builds that I've been dropping ain't really had that much defense on them. They've been more centered around offense, scoring the ball, playmaking, and things like that. And y'all know I never really been the kind of player to make a build with no defense on them because I feel like there's nothing like being able to affect both ends of the floor. But when you're making a two-way build, it can be kind of tough to figure out the balance between the offense and the defense and being able to do everything you're trying to do out there. So of course, some sacrifices are gonna have to be made, but ultimately I think it's worth it. Because even though them pure offensive builds can be unstoppable and killers in the right hands, if you happen to find yourself having an off game, you're just gonna be out there being a walking defensive liability. And y'all know in a random wreck, all it takes is a couple of missed shots for you to never see the ball again. And if you can't get the ball on an offensive build, like I said, you're just out there running laps, getting cardio in. And that's one of the things that I really like about two-way builds, because look, even if you're having an off game on offense, you can come down the court, play some good D, get some stops, and help your team out that way. And even if you are missing some shots, if your teammates see you out there playing good D, hustling, putting in the effort, they gonna still throw you the ball. Now with this build right here, I wanted to make a two-way point guard, but like I said earlier, I was gonna have to make some sacrifices. And when I posted the build title on Twitter, everybody was hitting me up like, yo, how do you get that build title? What does that build look like and things like that? And I kept telling people like, yo, I might not even post this build on my channel because it's really a unique playstyle that you have to be successful on this build. And when it comes to guard builds, most people just want to speed boost left and right, Hall of Fame quick first step. They want to get contact dunks and things like that. And this build is really more of a high IQ team basketball type of build. So I'm not saying you can't ISO on this build, but it's not really designed to do that. And as y'all can tell by the gameplay in the back, you're going to be most successful by playing off of your teammates. So you're going to want to run a lot of pick and rolls, pick and pops. And when you don't have the ball, you just want to space it out, give your teammates some room, and be ready to knock it down. So I'm gonna get in the builder, man, show y'all how I made the build, go over my SIGs and all that. Then I got some gameplay for y'all as well. And even though I am enjoying this build, there are some things that I might change if I could do it again. But at the end of the day, there's no perfect way to make the build because y'all already know the build is mad strict. So what you sacrifice is gonna come down to what's most important to you and your own personal play style. So we're gonna go with a point guard, 6'4" on the height, 175 on the weight, and a 6'11" wingspan. So by now y'all should know, the most important thing to me on any kind of build that I'm making is my midi. It's just something that I naturally resort to. You see it a lot in my clips and my gameplay. So I like to make sure I have a reliable rating. And on top of that, as y'all can see, that 90 midi is gonna get you that Hall of Fame open looks and that gold deadeye. And y'all are gonna see I'm also gonna go with a 93 ball because look, I wanted this to be a two-way playmaking kind of point guard build, but I also wanted to be a reliable shooter. And for the free throw, like I told y'all, I'm gonna go with a 90 because I'm not trying to be that guy in a close game missing easy buckets at the line. Now for the defense, all I wanted to do was get at least silver badges because look, at the end of the day, this is still a point guard build. It's not a pure lockdown or nothing like that. So we're gonna go with an 88 perimeter and an 85 steal. Now for the playmaking on the build, this is a point guard and I feel like every point guard should have at least a 91 pass accuracy. And that's just based off of my experience, but like I said, if you want to lower it or change something around, feel free to do it. Now the ball handle is where I'm going to sacrifice a little bit and I'm going to rock with an 88. So of course I'm not going to get that gold speed booster or nothing like that. And for a guard build, I feel like that's where a lot of people might get turned off at. But that's why I told y'all earlier, this ain't really an ISO build. You're mainly going to want to use screens and even play off ball sometime. But honestly, I haven't had any problem getting open off the dribble on my own. But as y'all can see, I went with an 83 speed on the build, and honestly, that's the only thing that I have a problem with because when I'm trying to play defense out there, I do feel a little bit slow sometimes, and that can kind of defeat the purpose of having a two-way build, but it is what it is, man. I'm gonna just have to make it work. But if I was y'all, I would try to get at least an 85, maybe an 88 speed. And there's all types of adjustments you can make with the remaining attribute points and finesse it however you want to finesse it. But I'd probably rock with something like this right here. And when you go through with it, the build is going to be called a two-way playmaking sharpshooter. Now, I didn't talk about it much, but as y'all can see, there's not much finishing on the build. But I don't plan on attacking the rim very often anyway. And most of the time when I beat my man, I'm taking a pull-up like that right there. And in this game right here, I actually got off to a terrible start. As y'all can see, I got a D teammate grade. I got 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 points. So it's looking bad right now, but I'm gonna get right. So we down 8-11, and as y'all can see, the shooting guard's down here trying to get the ball. He's like, yo, this point guard is ass. He's over here calling for the ball and everything. But I bring the ball down court, walk into some open space, so you know I'm gonna let it fly. And that's why I like having a reliable 3-ball, because look, once I'm open, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm shooting the ball. Now right here, I get a nice screen from the big man. The center plays drop on me, so you know I gotta let it fly again. It's an easy tray ball. And as y'all can see, I'm just keeping it simple. I'm not doing a million moves or combos or nothing like that. I'm just using the screens and getting open and shooting the ball. And right here again, same thing. Run them into the pick. One move going back the other way, bucket. Now, of course, the fact that there's no help on the screen is making it real easy, but it is what it is. You just got to take whatever they give you. If that's how they going to play it, that's how they going to play it. And right here is why I try to get gold blinders on all of my builds, because if I get you on the side of me or behind me or anything like that, I'm pulling it. Now, right here, I don't know what he was thinking, but he thought he was slick and tried to throw it to my corner, but I'm on that. And I'm telling y'all, it feels so good to be able to get a steal, man, because y'all know I be out here with 25 steal builds, and I be playing every lane but can't get nothing. But right here, he's playing my left too heavily, so I just walk into a midi. He's basically giving me that shot. And that's why I like having a build with a high midi and a high 3-ball, because a lot of people just play you super high or try to deny your 3-ball. And when they're doing that, they're really just giving you a free midi. But I get to the corner on the break, my man hits me, and you know I'm gonna knock it down. That's a 93 ball in the corner, you better knock it down. Now this right here is some bad gameplay on my part. I should have been past the ball or at least shot the ball. I was wide open, to be honest. But even though it wasn't pretty, we still end up with a bucket. Now right here, my man gets stuck in the paint. They find me in the corner again, so you know I gotta knock that down. And that's why I said sometimes you're gonna want to play off ball on this build, because look, it's a great spot up shooter. But at the same time, you can hit him with a step back and jade in his eye, just like that. Now right here, we up 61-54. I'ma use the pick, but you know, we got some bad spacing going on. But I get to the open space where he should have been at, and I'm able to knock it down. But I'll never understand how somebody can see the ball come towards them or even come in their way and just stand there. Because I know if I see the ball handler dribbling towards me, my first thought is get the fuck out the way. But clearly a lot of these motherfuckers in the rec don't have any thoughts going on at all. But we up 63-57 with a minute and some change left in the fourth quarter. Now my man's right here want to be the point guard, and he ends up turning the ball over. And y'all know that's no surprise to me. I can see that coming a mile away, because every time they do that shit and somebody else want to go get the ball and bring it down the court, it's either a turnover, a missed shot, or some dumb shit. Now right here, I kind of get myself jammed up, but I peep the defenders in a bad position, so I'm really open right there, and I let it fly and I knock it down. And that's why I say a lot of people don't know what good defense is. A lot of people complain on Twitter about, oh, I'm right there, I'm contesting them. No, bro, you have to be in front of the shooter. There's blinders, there's dead eye, there's sharp takeover and all that. You gotta play better D. Now right here, I'm just trying to make sure we get a bucket while also burning some time off the clock. So I crab my man, and I see my center roll, so his man follows him. I got an easy midi. So as y'all can see, man, I started off pretty bad in this game, but we finished damn near perfectly. And I hope y'all enjoyed the quick little gameplay and all that, man. But look, before I get out of here, I'm gonna give y'all the 6 and my jump shot. But let me know what y'all think about the build in the comments, man. And if you're not following me on Twitter, man, be sure to give me a follow over there at BeLikeDom. And as always, man, I appreciate all the support. More builds, more gameplays, tutorials, and all that on the way. But until then, y'all already know what it is, man. Stay up, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.